Good morning and welcome to Muskoka Yarn Connection. Today is a very special day in the yarny world. It is Local Yarn Store Day, and that is celebrated each year on the third Saturday in April. And of course, for the last 2 Aprils, we have not been able to do our usual fun in-store activities with all of you in the fibre community. So I thought today, what would be the next best thing? Well, I will give you a tour of the store and show you where all the yarns are happily nestled in their cubby holes and give you a little bit of narration on the fiber content and what you can knit with each. So LYS, or Local Yarn Store Day, was designed as a nationwide event. And it's just to show support for small bricks and mortar stores while bringing a community of fiber enthusiasts together. So it's all for a good reason. If you stay to the end of the video, there will be a mention of a giveaway today that you can participate in. And feel free to post in the comments. Let me know if I'm going too slow or too fast. And the other bonus for today is that all orders over $50 called in by the telephone today will be free shipping. So that's our special for today. So usually what you see on the screen is right before you. I'm sitting at a table or showing you products on the table, but I'm sure you've been wondering what is off to the side of the screen. So that's what I want to show you today. So let's get started. And by the way, I'm Michelle. I will be your tour host. So we start over here with our sock yarn selection. At the very top, we have a beautiful self-striping superwash merino and nylon. And that is called Heritage Prints. And the fun part is on the label, they give you a little window so you can get an example of how it knits up. It's also great for baby knits. It's very soft, no itch factor. And a 100-gram ball will knit a pair of adult socks. So we have 3 colors in stock for $18. And then we have the standard Canadian Croy sock yarn. It's been around for many, many decades. And we have a sample of a baby pair of socks knit up with 1 ball self-striping. These are 50-gram balls, and also a 50-gram ball will knit a children's pair of socks. So we do offer the free sock pattern, children's or baby, with any sock yarn purchase. And that one retails for $8.99. It is a machine washable wool with nylon. And then we go down to our heathers and solids. So this is a good staple sock yarn, also a wool nylon blend, very sturdy. 100 grams are $13.99, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors, and down below we have the charcoal, the green heather, and that pretty aqua heather. It's also very popular for 4-ply or fingering weight cardigans, sweaters, and vests. So you have to imagine or look for patterns that are asking you for about a 3.25 or 3.5 millimeter needle. And then we've got some beautiful opal colors. These are self-striping, and again they do give you a little sneak peek on the label of how it will knit up. And we do include the free adult pattern, baby pattern, whatever you request. Opal is manufactured entirely in Germany. It's a very high quality wool with nylon. Magic Sky has that pretty lurex sparkle. And these all retail just a few pennies under $20. And more opal in the turquoise and the hot pink. And then we have a really nice one, especially for the gentleman in your family. This is the Comfort Sock and Wool. Also 100 grams, and it just has a nice masculine coloring to it. So 2 shades, the gray browns and the blue denim. And then up above we have a stretch sock yarn. So you can see it's very springy and elastic. Very useful for anyone who has circulation problems in their lower legs. This will not cut off the circulation because it has the extra stretch, and it is a wool cotton nylon blend. And we have 1, 2, 3 self-striping colors. Nice thin little rainbow stripes. And up above, this one has been going like hotcakes. Alpaca socks, 3 different colors. Beautiful pair of socks knit up. So it is superwash alpaca and nylon. And it just has a very different feel to any of the sheep wool blend sock yarn. So alpaca socks is $29.99. 100-gram balls will knit a pair of adult socks, and they are heathered shades. And then over here, self-striping. This is more of a gradient effect, so you get a nice long color repeat. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors, and we use it not just for socks. If you look above, Alaska, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. We call it the Muskoka Evening Sky Hat because the colorways are exactly what you see in between the pine trees. Hi Audrey, hi Wendy. And the coloring we use for the hat would be autumn sky, stormy sky, winter sky, and spring sky. So the hat kits are available. Remember, it's free shipping today till 2 p.m. on orders called in on the telephone. It takes 1 skein of charcoal and 1 skein of a gradient, and you can knit 2 hats. And then we have our standard baby collection. So DK weight Jack and Jill, very soft. A lot of you have knit with it already. Tweeds at the bottom. And some of the older toddler colors, yellow, red, blue, beige, and brown. And the standard baby colors. That silver gray is our best seller to the left. And a sample up above of what we've knit in the shop. So we have Norwegian fur on the left, top down baby cardigan. It is a pattern on Ravelry. We've knit a 6 to 12 months with 2 balls of Jack and Jill. Hi Selena, hi Tammy. And French macaroon is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is simple beginner level garter stitch, knit from the bottom up with seams. So again, 1 ball of blue, 1 ball of white, or whatever color you like. We'll knit the 6 to 9 or the 12 month. And then we're fully stocked over here with the very plush chenille type yarn. This has become super popular for baby blankets, adult blankets, and baby jackets. So we have cream, light fawn, soft aqua, Eeyore gray, white, sky blue, and look at that beautiful candy pink. That's a brand new color this week. Dusty pink, dusty gray, cherry red, and teddy bear brown. So we knit our little teddy jacket, a little hooded beginner level, all in one piece garter stitch on 6mm. We knit that with 2 balls or 3 balls for the 2-year size. I have to keep my balance. The pattern is on Ravelry or available as a kit in the store, or just buy the pattern separately in the store. So it is machine washable. It's very cuddly soft, and it does require 3 buttons. But there's no picking up of stitches on the front borders. The hood is knit separately and stitched on, and there is a seam for the side and the underarm. And then we have our rainbow colored baby blanket shades. So we have blue, turquoise, yellow, pink, and lavender. These are gradient shades, very, very soft. It feels almost like marshmallow soft, machine washable, chunky weight, and a little bit out of season now, but we do have the faux fur, which is great for cowls, hats, mitts. So we won't spend too much time on the winter yarns. And then we have our baby pattern book wall. So we have some Cedar books at the top. These are all newborn to 2-year sizes. Cedar is an English company. Great directions, very simple to read. It's all row by row. They don't use charts. Hi Jackie, good morning. And then we have our favorite, Cadia. Super cute. The baby books are 3 months to 24 months. It is European style, so they're very cute, colorful, modern. And the sizing fits much bigger than Canadian. And you might notice there's a brand new book that came in this week. This is all the summer and spring baby knits up to 2 years. And then we have the children. So children starts at 2 years and goes up to 10 years. So they are mixed weight. So you have everything from fingering, DK, worsted to chunky. And they give you at least 40 to 50 patterns per book. And then down below we just have our standard worsted weight anti-pill acrylic. A lot of the yarn snobs, I'm not saying you're a yarn snob, I'm not saying I'm a yarn snob, but a lot of the yarn snobs who've never worked with acrylic or say they would never knit with acrylic again really enjoy this yarn. It feels as soft as cotton. It has that beautiful sheen and it almost mimics merino wool. Easy to wash, great for children's things and blankets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors in the top shelf, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the bottom, and 5 more colors over to the left. $7.50 for 100 grams. It certainly beats a lot of the big box acrylics, which many of us would never knit with. And then we have our trusty old, well, not old, classic from Peyton's. This is called Classic Wool Worsted, and it's great for felting. It's also great if you have any of the saltwater mittens or the saltwater book series. Hi Noreen, yes, perfect day for knitting, kind of cool and misty outside. So this is great for felting, slippers, mitts, handbags, pillows, but also great for knitting. Good sturdy wool accessories. Definitely hand wash. And if you prefer a worsted weight that's machine washable, we love this one. This is a blend of wool and acrylic. It has a really nice handle to it. You don't feel the acrylic, you don't see the acrylic, but you know it's in there. And they have some nice heathered shades, 100 gram skeins for $12.99, and the yardage is 218. So we have the cardinal red, gray charcoal, blue heather, coral heather, lilac heather, turquoise heather, pretty butter yellow, and a pinky coral heather. So there's 2 different corals. And then we have royal blue, bright red, taupe, vanilla, and charcoal gray. And then over here we have our 100% undyed natural chunky. This is a combination of llama and merino, and you can see the coloring is so subtle between the two because of the animal fiber and not having any dye. Okay, so this is color number 1. This is a light gray, so it would be a grayish. And then down below we have the crisp winter white, and then a fawn, a darker gray. So that is the chunky for $14.99. If you really adore natural undyed wool, you will love this one. Yardage for 100 gram is 125 meters. It knits anywhere from a 6 millimeter up to a 7. I can show you a sweater that's knit up in it. when we get to that side of the store. Actually, there's a little hat up here. So the hat in the center takes 1 skein, and that is our Woodsman toque, classic ribbed turn back cuff. And down below we have our Echo Tweed Dk, which is also all organic. It's a mixture of alpaca, merino, and lyocell, a plant fiber. And that comes in a tweed mix. So we have the cardinal red, the olive green, the golden mustard, which is a bit deeper than it looks on the screen. And down below, the magenta on the left, which is a bit deeper, cranberry in the middle, and the teal. The other colors where you see single skeins, unfortunately, are out of stock due to company shutdowns during the pandemic. They have not been able to restock those colors, so we're hopeful we'll get it later in the year. And the Blend in Woods cardigan, which I was wearing yesterday in our Dancing Dragonflies knit along video, is knit in the same yarn. I was wearing it in the oatmeal, which unfortunately is sold out now. Yardage wise, it's incredible, 350 meters to 100 grams and $17.99. And then up over here we have a gorgeous British wool. It's called Wool Local, 2 shades, heathery, that gorgeous Shetland spin, which I'm really loving lately. It just brings back memories of my grandma knits. So you're getting 492 yards for 100 grams. This is a fingering weight, so you can knit 2.75 up to probably a 3.75. If you're doing a shawl, you can do it on a 4 millimeter. You'd only need 1 skein for a shawl. It retails for $29.99. And what's special about this, it's a mixture of 2 sheep wool fibers, all natural again. It is Masham sheep and blue face luster. So the wool itself, the fiber, is grown within 50 miles of the production facility. And then down below we have the worsted weight, the sister yarn to the chunky version. This is all natural undyed llama and merino. And 100 grams gives you 250 meters. So we have the natural fawn, light brown, light gray, cream, winter white, and taupe. That is a beautiful yarn to knit with, or crochet, or if you're weaving. And then over here we have hand dyed, hand spun from Manos del Uruguay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades of linen, alpaca, and merino. Also good yardage. 100 grams are $34.99, and you're getting over 380 yards. We use it for the Milo poncho there in the magenta. So 2 skeins makes small to medium, 3 skeins will make large to extra large. It's a 2-panel poncho. Okay, and up here we have a sample knit up self-striping 2 skein project. It's an oversized t-shirt. That's called the zinnia top. Simple construction. If you're a beginner knitter, you'll enjoy knitting something like that with the built-in air conditioning for the hot summer days. And then over here we have our winter fall books. I think we'll skip those today. And over here we have some of our bulky weight. This one is a very plush wool acrylic, gradient shades. And this one is a chunky. This one is bulky. This is gradient 2 with that dark licorice black stripe throughout. Those are retailing. These 2 bulkies will retail $15.99 to $16.99. And then another super bulky down below. These are the tweeds. And I'll swing over to a poncho that we knit up in it. These are $8.95 for 100 grams. So we have black, jade, royal blue, gray lilac, black and white, pink and taupe, medium gray tweed, beige tweed, and then the sister yarn is down here, and those are the solid colors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all $8.95. Great for crocheting, great for weaving, great for knitting. And it's a wool acrylic blend, and the yardage, because you know super bulkies don't have as much yardage, 60 meters. So there is a sample of how it knits up in top down poncho. That one is taking 8 balls. It's a one size pattern knit on a 10 millimeter from the top down. So there are no seams, just 2 buttons that you sew on to give you some sort of sleeve placement. And we've knit mitts in it. 1 ball knits a pair of mitts. We knit cowls with it, hats. There's a hat and cowl set in the Inca Ice, which is super bulky. So 1 ball for the hat, 1 ball for the cowl. And then we're over to our chunky weight merino cotton, all natural. So we have pink, blue, lilac, white, charcoal, turquoise, silver gray, and the green heather. This one, because it is a chainette construction, you have a hollow core, and that creates extra light comfort, no weight. You're warm and cozy, you're comfortable because of the cotton. It's not a hot yarn, and the yardage is also very good. So those are $14 a skein, so roughly about 4 to 5 to make an adult sweater or cardigan. 218 yards. And then down below we have a Divine yarn, which is silk and kid mohair. It's great for knitting either one strand on its own for light lacy shawls, double strand it for a cardigan or pullover, or strand it along with your favorite fingering hand-dyed yarn or DK weight to give it a bit of fluff but more substance. So Divine is 50-gram balls, $14.99, and you get 219 yards. So there we have teal, indigo, rose, winter white, light purple, misty lilac, sky blue, soft pale aqua, medium rose, palest pink, and we're still going down to the floor, royal blue, silver gray, and black. So there really is a color that goes with everybody's pattern choice. And we just got in a brand new yarn. This is one of our spring summer yarns. I will be knitting up a sample. Oops, a little avalanche. I'll be knitting up a sample which hopefully I can show you next week in the virtual yarn shopping video on Wednesday. This has a gorgeous handle against cotton and wool, amazing yardage, 218 yards for 50 grams. It's called Yoga, and it is going to knit up in pretty rainbow colors. So we have the 2 colors in stock, and then down below we have another cotton merino, 3 colors. Unfortunately the yarn has been discontinued. It's really heartbreaking when you find a good yarn and it's so popular and you put all that time and effort into knitting a store sample and designing a pattern for it, and then the company tells you it's no longer going to be available. So we have a very good stock of the new color on the right and a little bit of stock in the pink and the blue. Down below we have another new yarn which I'll be featuring in our virtual yarn shopping video this week. It has a nice sheen to it, a slubby texture. I'm going to show you a really cute, what should we call it? It's part shawl, part vest, part cardigan. So I'll show you a picture of that in one of the new pattern books. And it is a combination of cotton and linen and viscose. 50-gram balls and also great yardage. Over here we have our favorite staple summer cotton, Egyptian cotton. I mean, if you're going to have a good quality cotton, it should be Pima or Egyptian cotton. That gives you that lovely sheen, that wonderful twist, and you know it's going to wear well without pilling. So we have the coral, the teal, pink, soft yellow, white, dark navy. And then we have a royal blue, pale pink, sky blue, natural cream. So the 50-gram balls retail for $7.50 and you're getting 131 yards. I've just knit up a baby dress in the navy and white, and that was a 12-month size, and that took 2 navy and 1 white. And there we have a lighter navy, jade green, and cranberry. Up above we have a good selection of pom-poms in stock, the faux fur variety, in 10 centimeter and 12 centimeter, and tiny baby size in the bright colors, jade green, pink, yellow, and aubergine. And they all retail well under $15. Over here we have our spring summer pattern books. Again, these are Cadia books, which we love because they give you a lot of value per book. You're getting 40 to 50, 60 patterns in here. Usually it's a mix of crochet, but mainly knitting, some home accessories, some shawls, cardigans, tanks, shells, pullovers, tunics, you name it, but all women designs. No children, no men in these books. And this is the brand new concept all seasons book, and that one has 43 models. So I'm going to show you a few of those patterns on Wednesday to go with the new yarns. And also from Cadia we have pure linen in gradient soft desert hues. These are cakes that hold 820 yards, so you can get a top-down t-shirt style, or you can get a beautiful shawl out of it. Also lovely for crochet. There are 2 colors. One is more ocean shades, and these retail for $42.99. And there's a free booklet with a crocheted scarf and shawl. So that shows you how slowly the colors drift from one shade into the next. Remember today, because it's LYS Day, it's free shipping on any orders over 50. Magic Shawl is a cotton merino blend, also gradient. $19.99 will give you enough to knit their free shawl pattern with 1 cake, or you can choose any of your favorite shawl patterns. 680 meters, 200 grams. So we have purples into corals and gray, and then we have reds, golds, and grays, and charcoal. And then this has periwinkle, aqua, and some earthy shades. It's always fun to see the combinations they come up with. Might not be something we would think of putting together, but it does work. And then down below we have a sport weight version of the cotton, the rainbow confetti. It's the same idea. You go through about 5 gradient shades in a tweed effect, and these have enough to do a shawl, a top-down pullover like the Yume pattern on Ravelry, and it is 800 meters for 200 grams. So we have teal, soft pink into coral, light aqua, If you're thinking of Mother's Day gifts, this is a good deal for just under $20. Hours and hours of knitting or crochet enjoyment. And this one has denim into turquoise. So we're still over in the summer yarns. We have a pure linen Cadia, 100% linen, sport weight, 50-gram balls, earthy tones, 1, 2, 3, 4 shades, good yardage. Takes about 4 for a t-shirt for an adult's medium. 164 yards, and then we have a soft, silky bamboo cotton linen mix. So if you're not a big fan of pure linen, but you like a little bit of linen, then you have a choice of the mixture. This also has a pretty sheen. So these are 50-gram balls, $5.99. The pure linen is $8.95. And in the linen mix, we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 colors. And if you have seen the Oasis Poncho, a shop sample which is featured in some of our videos, it was knit with 4 balls of the coral. Now that's a pinky coral, not too orange. So economical but quality yarns. And then we have our standard DK wool acrylic blend, 100 grams, machine washable. Lots of colors to choose from. And the same idea, but in the chunky weight. The DK and the chunky are both $9.50 a skein. The chunky weight, we use 5 skeins to knit our Silverbridge Collection pocket shawl. And the color that we've knitted in is the heathered misty lilac over here. But many of you have knitted in different colors, and I have seen some of them finished. They're all gorgeous. There's a nice deep plum at the bottom. Okay, and up above we have our Silverbridge Collection, which is accessories to knit inspired by Bracebridge iconic Silverbridge. So we have wrist warmers, boot toppers, pom-pom hat, Silverbridge cowl, and Silverbridge slouch hat. So the hats take 1 skein of the chunky, the cowl takes 1 skein, wrist warmers take 1 skein, and the boot toppers take 2. And then over here we have our discontinued sample section, and up above there's a free pattern on Ravelry called Leni, L-E-N-I. That's a great hat if you have some leftover fingering weight and Super Kid mohair and a fingering weight to pair together. So double strand makes a pretty little hat. And this is our 1 skein Earth Bulky. It's a free pattern on Ravelry called Earth to Major Tom. Nice quick knit, no seams. And then back here we have some of our shawls on display. The top right is Raising the Bar, and that is knit in Richard DeVries Pepino, very bouncy hand-dyed Canadian merino. And over here we have Muskoka Magic, which is 1 skein of Riverside Studio merino cashmere nylon in that pretty Waterloo shade. All the patterns are in store, and also you'll find them on Ravelry. And down at the bottom we have the Silverbridge Collection wrap, which goes with the cowl and the hat and the wrist warmers that I just showed you. That's a top-down beginner level shawl knit in the chunky weight. And then more shawl patterns. There's so many different shapes of shawls you can knit. You can do triangular, rectangular, asymmetric, crescent shaped. And down below we have some cowls, but again that's out of season. unless you're the knitter that likes to knit a few seasons ahead. So we're looking from the back of the store to the very front. You can see the Oasis Poncho in the coral. And here is a very simple poncho style top called Winter Warmer. It's knit in a cotton merino from side to side. And Celebrations shawl, which was designed by me to celebrate my 25th anniversary in business. So you can see the rows of anniversary candles all lit in celebration. And that's also knit in Richard DeVries hand-dyed merino called Pepino. It's a diagonal shawl knit from corner to corner, so it makes a very long rectangle. And over here we have some Malabrigo Rios, which is super squishy, hand-dyed, super wash merino, 100 gram skeins. One skein makes a hat, such as our sample, which is Cranberry Slouch Hat. And then down below we have super bulky Manos del Uruguay, speckled, soft as marshmallows in 3 different shades. One skein will make a hat or a cowl or a pair of mitts. And then over on this wall we have another Richard DeVries hand-dyed merino design called the Flower Shop Collection shawl. It's knit top down, 2 different colors. A lot of garter stitch, very simple stitches, no cables. But it makes a nice big shawl that you can wrap yourself up in. And at the back on the left we have PJ Pullover, which is our pajama style loungewear sweater with the big balloon type sleeves. Great for beginners. It's knit on large needles and it's using a strand of the superfine kid mohair with silk and a strand of cotton merino, so it's light and lofty. And the shawl, all tucked up around the model's neck, is called a Group of 8 Wildflowers shawl, and that was part of our Cottage Country yarn crawl. I think it was 2 years ago now. And you can find the pattern on Ravelry. It's great for using up all your mini skeins of hand-dyed fingering weight. And on the right we have Lichen the Lichen cowl and the matching Lichen the Lichen hat. And then we have Keeper of the Woods, a Guernsey style drop shoulder pullover with simple moss stitch detail, no cables, knit bottom up, seamed at the sides, crew neck. You can make a taller neck if you like. You could do a turtleneck, a roll neck, or a mock neck. Okay, and I promised to show you the backyard, so while we're at the back door, I'll just open it and you can see that we're inside a large multi-use building which used to be a factory called Dura, operated for many, many years in Bracebridge, and now it's become an indoor storage facility, doctor's office, Lake of Bays beer canning facility. Those are all empty cans. So that is what I call the backyard, and those blue doors are all the garden sheds. And I do have some yarn stored in one of those garden sheds. And then over here we have a nice classic cardigan. This is a free pattern on Ravelry called Margarita. It's knit with 4 skeins of cantata, which is the cotton merino, chunky weight, and a cute little cowl to top it off. That's called the Gaia cowl, one of my designs on Ravelry, spelt G-A-I-A. and it takes 1 skein of fingering weight yarn. So if you get tired of shawls that don't stay in place, or tired of knitting just the regular circular cowl, this gives you a nice option of mini shawl, kerchief, cowl, all in one. And now we are halfway through the store. These are some of the spring summer tops. Tegna is a popular pattern on Ravelry, knit in a fingering weight, hand dyed on the right. And then we have our polo neck sleeveless t-shirt knit in our Cotton Delight, and that one is all knit in borders. I think you're just picking up for the collar after, and that takes 5 balls of the Egyptian cotton, pale yellow. And then we have a ranunculus knit in worsted weight. Sunshine Coast, very popular in Ravelry, knit top down with A-line shaping in our favorite cotton linen bamboo blend. And this is called Bolin. It's knit side to side with a visible seam in the middle, and that is using the pure linen. 4 balls of the pure linen, and then this one is a little spring summer vest, also in the cotton linen bamboo. So we need to add a few more samples to the spring summer sweaters. This is a Forever Free pattern on Ravelry called Yours Truly Summer. How can I forget? I think that's my most popular shawl design ever. All you need are 3 different colors that you like together. Richard DeVries Pepino, hand-dyed merino, and you get a nice cute little asymmetric shawl with a bit of a story to go with it. And then over on the display tables, the Oasis Poncho, which takes 4 balls of the cotton linen bamboo. All the colors are here on the spools. 4 or 5, depending on what size you're knitting. It's knit in 1 piece from side to side. Very simple pattern. This is our Silverbridge Collection pocket shawl, which takes 5 balls of chunky, also knit in 1 piece with built-in pockets. And Milo, that nice spring linen merino poncho. Very interesting pattern detail. And the Blended Woods cardigan, knit in the DK weight, Echo Tweed Dk. If you love cables, you will love this pattern. Somebody picked up the olive green yesterday to knit it up. And over in the hand-dyed section, this is our Italian lace sweater. It was part of our sweater knit along last fall, and it is knit up in the pure undyed Lama Merino. And here we have Richard DeVries again. He sometimes lives here in spirit. Hand-dyed minis and a ball of the kid mohair and silk to knit together. This is the Pixie twist hat, adult and baby. And then down here we have Earth Yarns, hand-dyed, self-striping, fingering weight, pure superwash merino, $32 per 100 grams. I think it's about 400 meters. Most of the fingering weights are around the same yardage. Yeah, 400 meters. And if you want something a bit thicker, they also do it in the worsted weight. Same price, different yardage, but still self-striping, and 1 skein will make the down-to-earth cowl. And then also from Earth Yarn, we have their monochrome, which is tonal shades, and we use it in our sunshine shawls. You can see how gently the shading changes, the turquoise, the yellow, and the sun-kissed orange. So that shawl is knit side to side, so you're seeing the colors changing vertically instead of horizontally. So we have it in purple, cranberry, beautiful lipstick pink, sunshine gold, medium gray, and the other colors are on the other side, so you'll have to bear with me. Down below we have Heritage Wave, which is a new superwash merino nylon, great for shawls and socks. So we have 4 colors. There's cherry red, the lavender pink, the aquas, and autumn tones. If you're a fan of Spin Cycle yarns or any of their patterns, this will knit up exactly the same for a fraction of the price. So Heritage Wave is $19 per skein, 400 meters. And then we have Eco Paint DK. This is all natural Gots wool, organic, and you get 350 meters for 100 grams. It's not as refined as the merino. I mean, this one over here is soft to the touch. It almost purrs in your hands. These are more of the rustic, the real wool that comes from what you would think of in the old days on the farms. So they have flamingo, hummingbird, and then there's 2 other colors on the other side. And Timber Yarns has sent us some beautiful sock sets. The Homer self-striping sock yarn with the fancy little progress marker. Machine washable, superwash merino with nylon. These are all her fun minis for heels and toes. And then Hudson's Bay colors in O Canada. All sorts licorice colors. Anyone getting hungry? And a brand new 10 stripe repeat color over the rainbow. Cannot wait to see these knit up. Please, somebody send me a picture of the socks finished. And this one is called Teaser. So this is O Canada knit up. And we do supply you with the adult pattern free and the baby pattern for the leftovers. And then we have a nice spring scarf called First Bud Scarf. You can knit the short length or the long length with 100 gram skein of locally dyed natural yew, linen, baby alpaca, and silk. So a $40 skein has 400 meters. And we have it in soft purple, denim, and coral. So that's a nice way to introduce yourself to linen if you're not sure if you're going to be a fan of it. And over here we have Final Destination Shawl, also Richard DeVries Pepino. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4 shades. The pattern can be found on Ravelry. It's a nice large asymmetric shawl. And in our knitting corner, which has been sitting unused for a long time, this is the True Bliss shawl. It takes 1 semi-tonal shade, we did it in the dark navy, and 1 self-striping shade of earth yarn, fingering weight merino. We have kits in store for that, which would be about $67 or $68. And then over here we have a very popular shawl which you can find on Ravelry, always in the top 100 shawls, Waiting for Rain. And that's a great one to explore short rows, knitting the lace. And that is using hand-dyed superwash merino fingering in 2 shades of gray. So there you can see how the lace is worked into the short rows, and the rest is just garter stitch. Much easier than it looks. And it is a crescent-shaped shawl and humongous. It's over 80 inches wide. Most shawls are about 60 inches wide. This is our Cedar Ridge vest. Nice sleeveless, super bulky vest with built-in collar. You can sew on a button, crochet a button loop at the side, leave it open, or put on a shawl pin, whatever you like. And kits for small to medium are $68.65. Lots of pretty colors in stock. And then we have some of our small petite knits. Self-striping baby cardigan, comes in boys or the girls colorway. And that's from 3 months to 2 years. We have the kits for $29.99. That's the pattern and the cotton. It's beautiful Pima cotton, machine washable. And this is called Rosebud, free pattern on Ravelry, top down, sleeveless little cardigan. Fairy dress is a new one knit in our Cotton Delight, the Egyptian cotton. Takes about 2 balls depending on the size. You can find the pattern on Ravelry. Kits are in store. Cocoa poncho, a little bit too warm for this time of the year for children. And little hooded jacket. We have the kits for that, patterns on Ravelry. Kits are about $43.99 up to a 2-year size, and this one is size 2, but you can knit it up to about a size 8 or 10. And then we have some of our Canadian made project bags and the sock wall. It's filling up nicely. I don't like having a bare sock wall. I like to have lots of samples, different weights of yarn, different colors, and different pattern techniques. Hi Kitty, thanks for joining us all the way from USA. Hope you're doing well. So we have over here ridge socks in a worsted weight, on the rocks socks, which are knit in chunky, keeper of the wood socks knit in worsted weight, slip stitch socks knit in fingering weight, simply marvelous socks knit with 2 strands of fingering to give that nice tweed effect. And then we have Keone socks knit in Riverside Studio fingering, Quintessence socks knit in Natural You fingering weight, Solar socks, which this is a free pattern on Ravelry. These are knit in the stretchy cotton wool yarn. And this is Opal Magic Sky with the Lurex. Stairway socks, 100 gram, ball required. If I Were a Frog sock pattern, that's a free pattern you can request with any sock yarn. That is using Riverside Studio Merino Cashmere Nylon. And the light gray ones are called Sideaway socks. It's a take on an old Guernsey style pattern. That's a 1 skein sock yarn for under $13 or $14 for the pair. Box socks are using that unique heritage wave where the color transitions magically. 100 gram skein for under $20. We have all the patterns in stock and they are on Ravelry too. And remember today, free shipping on all orders for LYS Day. Some needle felting, some locally made sheep mugs from Raven Art Muskoka, Alpaca My Socks, Alpaca My Hat, upside down, knit in fingering weight. And then we carry the Brittany larger size birch needles in 14-inch straights and the DPNs in the larger sizes from Brittany. And then we carry mainly Knitter's Pride in our regular needles. Hi Donna, thanks for joining. So Knitter's Pride, we have the 10-inch straight and the 14-inch straight, 3.25 in the wood up to 7 millimeter. And they're all color coded, lovely to knit with, nice sharp points. Up above we have the Knitter's Pride pattern holders. The small ones are 24, the large ones are 33. And they extend out like a little built-in easel to hold your pattern. We also have the Zing straight needle set. I think that's 3.5 to 8 millimeter for $75. Then we have the Dreams, which are the wooden needle sets from Knitter's Pride. and they are 3.5 up to 8 millimeter for $134. Crochet hooks also in the wood from Knitter's Pride. Lots of little accessories from Clover, 9-inch circular if you're thinking of starting a pair of the dancing dragonfly mittens from our knit along. We are using a 2.5 millimeter, but if you're a tight knitter, 2.75. If you're a loose knitter, 2.25 is good. If you're a sock knitter, they're great for socks. Double point needles, we're getting more and more into the Zing, which are a metal needle with steel tips. We're getting great reviews from all of you. We still have some of the Dreams, and sock needle size is 2.25 all the way up to 12 millimeter. So they do come in a set of 5, which is the European style. North Americans do not knit with 5 needles. They usually knit with just a set of 4, but it's nice to have a spare one just in case. Circular needles we have in 16-inch length, 24, and 32. And again, it's a combination of the Zing, the Dreams, and some of the Chow red lace needles. We have Knitter's Pride circular needle protectors. That will stop stitches from falling off and protect the points of your needles. And Eucalan, the large size bottles, 500 ml, for blocking and for washing all your delicates and your woolies, are $12.99. And at the back I have the that simple sweater, which is the children's size, 2 years up to 10, self-striping worsted weight. And then we have that simple adult sweater, which comes in extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. That's a good beginner style with the roll edges and the roll neck. And oh yes, on this side we have On the Rocks collection, featuring On the Rocks cowl in our chunky, On the Rocks wristies with the afterthought thumb, On the Rocks toque, and then I just showed you On the Rocks socks. And we have Pixie twist wrist warmers, Still Waters wristlets. These are a nice light spring and summer weight in a fingering. Mo toque, that's a strand of DK with a strand of your fingering mohair. That's why it has the name Mo. And Little Red Beret, which takes 1 skein of earth yarn, monochrome worsted. Just love that shade of red. Over here we have Soldotna, which is a popular little pullover on Ravelry knit in Richard DeVries Sirocco. That's hand-dyed DK weight, pure merino. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 shades in there. And then one of our featured knit-alongs at the end of last year, we have the Snuggle is Real. It's another pattern you can get on Ravelry, and that is knit in Sirocco again from Richard DeVries. It has a built-in knitted liner, so it's extra thick, a casing, and the I-cord drawstring. Nice big cozy cowl. I mean, a young girl could even wear that as a mini dress, mini skirt. Over here is the packing station, but today I have the candy stripe baby dress. That's a new addition to our baby wall, knit in the Egyptian cotton. And over here we have Into Thin Air, self-closing lightweight shawl that takes 100 grams of fingering weight mohair with silk, and the shelter vest with the side detail. Super simple, beginner level. Vests are all the rage. Your granddaughters, nieces, teenage neighbors can tell you. And this one takes about 4 skeins of the natural Lama Chunky, depending on the size. And mini skeins from Richard DeVries to work in for heels and toes or blend into the Pixie twist hat. And over here, Twiggly, a new shawl design on Ravelry, self-closing. It's started from the center based on a diamond and knitted out. Takes 1 skein of the earth monochrome fingering. On this side we have the teal, the turquoise, the blue, sun-kissed orange, jade green, dark gray, and those are $30 a skein, 400 meters. And remember, free shipping today to celebrate Local Yarn Store Day. And that is the other side of the Heritage Wave shelf, the cherry red and the autumn tone. And this is a beautiful pair of socks knit in Heritage Wave. Gentle color, gradually changing. So 100 gram skein makes an adult pair. These are knit cuff down, 2.75 millimeter. Very, very soft merino with nylon if you're sensitive to some of the coarser sheep wool. And the pattern is called On the Ridge Socks. It's on Ravelry or in store. This is the other side of Timber Yarns. Oh, it's just like eye candy. What a great image right there. So, Oh Canada, All Sorts, Over the Rainbow, the Homer, and Teaser. They come 2 in a set for just under $40 with your special progress marker attached. This one has a licorice progress marker, and the reason they come 2 in a set instead of a 1 skein is so that both of your socks will match perfectly. And then a little bit of Richard DeVries Sirocco, which we have to stock up on again. Sirocco is $24 per skein, 100 grams, and I think it was 267 yards. That's a beautiful color. And more of the self-striping earth yarn. This is the fingering weight. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors on this side. This is the earth yarn self-striping worsted weight, and more of the worsted weight in the monochrome. So I think I've shown you pretty much everything. If you're still with me, well, that's a good thing, because we do have our Local Yarn Store giveaway package. I don't know if you noticed it sitting on the counter. There it is. So one lucky winner today is going to win locally made project bag, Love Yarn Knit Love, which says it all, with a secret little project inside to knit, some little extras tucked inside, and a nice little sheep pin on the outside. To enter to win the draw today, we will have it on till midnight tonight, just to be fair to everybody who watches the video later. Just post a comment in the comment section below the video and just say whatever you want to say about a local yarn store. I love yarn, I love my local yarn store, whatever you want. Then we will put your names into a draw bucket and pick out one winner. We also have a giveaway going on Instagram right now, and that is for a similar prize but different on the inside. I want to keep that a surprise. I don't want to show you what's on the inside because that's the fun part of it. So thank you everybody for taking this tour with me. This will be my 28th year in business. This store started many decades ago. Way up there in the top corner, you can see me on opening day. I was in my first location, and that was July 2nd, 1993. Yes, I was really only 15 years old. And then the second location for about 10 years. And now the third location for the last almost 5 years. This is my favorite location. And you can see we've had some yarn tasting events. Debbie Bliss and her daughter Nell came for a special weekend event, and we were the hosts. And we've done lots and lots of group bus trips. This one was to Woodstock for the Fleece Festival. And this was a community project that we spearheaded many, many years ago, and it was raffled off to raise money for our local hospital. So all the squares were hand knit with Muskoka theme in worsted weight, and there were 2 or 3 of us that put all the squares together, and these were all done by our community just with their stash yarns. We celebrated Happy International Women's Day, and this was the Woman of Distinction Award. That was a big highlight through the YWCA. That's me winning my award for entrepreneur, female entrepreneur. So thanks everybody for staying with me. Remember, there is a giveaway today, so please post a comment below. And if you have any questions about anything you've seen today or would like to place an order, I'm here till 2 p.m. and you get free shipping over $50. Enjoy your day.